Have you ever believed that simply eating more vegetables could help control diabetes? Many people do. They think vegetables are always good, and the more they eat, the healthier they'll be. But the truth is a bit more complicated. Some vegetables that seem harmless can actually cause your blood sugar to spike, almost as much as eating a slice of cake. It may sound hard to believe, but science has proven it. Certain vegetables contain high amounts of starch, natural sugars, or compounds that cause your body to absorb glucose too quickly. As a result, blood sugar levels soar after meals, forcing your body to struggle to bring them back down. For someone with diabetes, this can be extremely dangerous because every spike puts extra stress on the pancreas, heart, and nervous system. George, a 68-year-old from Florida, is a perfect example. After being diagnosed with prediabetes, he was determined to eat healthier. At every meal, he filled his plate with corn, sweet potatoes, and peas, convinced he was on the right track. But during his routine checkup, his blood sugar levels had climbed significantly. Confused, George asked his doctor, "I barely eat bread or sweets, just vegetables. How could this happen?" The doctor smiled and said, "George, not all vegetables are safe for people with diabetes. Some are much sweeter than you think." That moment completely changed the way George looked at food. And he's not alone. Millions of older adults across America still don't realize that eating more vegetables isn't always better. What truly matters is knowing which ones to eat. In today's video, we're going to uncover 10 vegetables that may look like your best friends, but are actually silent enemies for people with diabetes. Each one on this list has a specific reason, from high starch content in elevated glycemic index, EGI, to certain compounds that interfere with blood sugar control. And you might be surprised to learn that some of these vegetables are household favorites, even praised as superfoods. Let's start with the first one, butternut squash. At first glance, it seems like a perfect health food. Its bright orange color, naturally sweet flavor, and abundance of fiber and vitamin A have made it a staple in many older adults' diets across the U.S. However, for those managing diabetes, this vegetable hides a side few people notice. The problem with butternut squash lies in its unexpectedly high carbohydrate content. Just one small cup, about 200 grams, can contain 22 to 24 grams of carbs, nearly the same as a slice of white bread. For most people, that's no big deal. But for someone trying to keep blood sugar steady, that's a sweet dose, powerful enough to send glucose levels soaring right after a meal. When your blood sugar rises too quickly, your pancreas has to release large amounts of insulin to keep it under control. If this happens repeatedly, the body can develop insulin resistance, making it harder and harder to regulate blood sugar levels. A study by the American Diabetes Association, ADA, also found that foods with a high glycemic index, like butternut squash, can disrupt the body's ability to maintain stable glucose levels. To make matters worse, many people cook butternut squash with butter, milk, or brown sugar to enhance the flavor. That turns what seems like a healthy dish into a hidden carbohydrate and fat bomb, sending blood sugar soaring within just a few hours. If you love this vegetable, don't worry. There are safer alternatives. Try using zucchini or cauliflower instead. Both are low in carbs and allow you to enjoy similar dishes without the sugar spike. Butternut squash isn't necessarily the enemy, as long as you know how to manage it. Yet for someone with diabetes, it's like a sweet candy disguised in a healthy coat. Just one careless bite can send your blood sugar out of control. Vegetable number 2, corn, a food that has been part of American family meals for generations. From boiled corn and corn soup to salads and cornbread, it shows up almost everywhere. Its naturally sweet, fragrant taste makes it seem like a safe and wholesome choice. But for people with diabetes, that sweetness can be a double-edged sword. The problem lies in corn's high starch content. Just one small cup of boiled corn, about 150-160 grams, contains more than 21 grams of carbohydrates, most of which are rapidly digestible starch. Once eaten, your body quickly converts that starch into glucose, causing blood sugar levels to rise within just 30 to 45 minutes. Studies from the American Diabetes Association, ADA, have repeatedly warned that diabetics must closely monitor their total carbohydrate intake at each meal, since it's the main factor behind blood sugar fluctuations. What's more, corn's glycemic index, GI, ranges from 55 to 70 depending on how it's cooked, which is quite high, especially when compared to low-starch vegetables like broccoli or spinach. Things get even worse with processed corn products such as corn flour, tortillas, popcorn, or corn syrup. These are the hidden culprits loaded with sugar, capable of sending blood glucose soaring and keeping it elevated for hours. In particular, high fructose corn syrup, commonly found in sodas, candies, and packaged foods, has been proven to contribute to insulin resistance and increase the risk of obesity. If you still want to enjoy a touch of natural sweetness in your meals, try replacing corn with low-starch vegetables like zucchini, asparagus, or green beans. These options help stabilize blood sugar while providing essential fiber and vitamins. Vegetable number 3, celery. In the world of healthy eating, celery is almost a symbol of clean living. Many older adults believe that drinking a glass of celery juice every morning can help detoxify the body, lower blood pressure, and regulate blood sugar. But for people with diabetes, the truth isn't quite that simple. The first thing to know is that celery itself isn't high in starch or sugar. The issue lies in how it's grown and processed. According to the annual report by the Environmental Working Group, EWG, a nonprofit organization in the U.S. that monitors chemical residues in food, celery consistently ranks among the top of the dirty dozen, a list of 12 fruits and vegetables with the highest pesticide contamination. The reason is that celery stalks grow tall and porous, making them highly absorbent to chemicals from soil, water, and air. By the time they reach consumers, many celery plants still retain significant amounts of pesticides and heavy metals, substances that can trigger inflammation, strain the liver, and, most concerning for diabetics, weaken the immune system. For people with diabetes, this issue is even more concerning. Their immune systems are often weaker than average, and long-term exposure to chemical residues can trigger chronic inflammation. One of the key factors contributing to insulin resistance and making blood sugar control more difficult. On top of that, many older adults have a habit of drinking raw celery juice, believing it preserves more nutrients. In reality, juicing removes most of the fiber, allowing the natural sugars to be absorbed more quickly, which can cause a mild but noticeable rise in blood sugar after drinking. If you enjoy celery, here's the best advice. Choose organic whenever possible, and always wash it thoroughly with salt water or a vegetable cleaning solution. You can also swap it for cleaner, lower residue vegetables like kale, spinach, or bell peppers. Vegetable number 4, green peas, small, bright green, and naturally sweet. Who would think they could be a problem for diabetics? Many people assume that because peas belong to the legume family and contain fiber and protein, they must be healthy. But the truth is, for anyone trying to manage their blood sugar, green peas should be eaten with caution. At first glance, a bowl of boiled green peas might seem completely harmless. But if you take a closer look at the nutrition facts, you'll find that it contains about 21-25 grams of carbohydrates, while offering only 4-5 grams of fiber. That means most of the carbs in peas are starchy and can quickly convert into glucose. The result? Your blood sugar can rise sharply after what appears to be a healthy meal. According to the American Diabetes Association, ADA, people with diabetes should pay close attention to their carb load, the total amount of carbohydrates consumed per meal, not just the glycemic index, GI. Green peas have a moderate GI of 50 to 65, depending on how they're cooked, a level high enough to cause noticeable spikes in blood sugar if eaten in large portions. Many older adults often cook peas in soups or stews together with carrots and potatoes, both of which are also high in starch. This combination unintentionally turns the meal into a double carb dish, forcing the pancreas to work overtime to release enough insulin. For those already dealing with insulin resistance, that can be extremely dangerous. That doesn't mean you have to give up peas forever. The key lies in portion control and pairing. If you truly enjoy them, limit your serving to half a small cup and pair them with low-starch vegetables like spinach, broccoli, or zucchini to help balance your blood sugar levels. Vegetable number 5. Vegetable oils, the hidden enemy in a diabetic's kitchen. When it comes to cooking oils, most people assume that vegetable oil is a healthier choice than animal fat. For decades, media and advertisements have made us believe that simply switching from lard to vegetable oils would protect our heart and stabilize our blood sugar. But for people with diabetes, the truth is far more complicated. Many common vegetable oils, such as soybean, corn, sunflower, palm, and canola oil, are extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids. In theory, omega-6 isn't bad. Our bodies actually need it. But when consumed in large amounts compared to omega-3s, it throws the body's fatty acid balance off and promotes inflammation. For diabetics, who are already prone to chronic inflammation and insulin resistance, this imbalance is like pouring oil on the fire. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that people who regularly consume oils high in trans fats, commonly found in refined vegetable oils and oils that are reused for frying, are several times more likely to develop insulin resistance and abnormal lipid levels. When insulin resistance increases, the body loses its ability to regulate blood sugar effectively, leading to prolonged high blood sugar and a greater risk of serious diabetic complications. Moreover, many vegetable oils become oxidized during processing or when cooked at high temperatures, producing harmful free radicals that damage cells and blood vessels. This is why many older adults often experience fatigue, joint pain, or even rapid heartbeat after consuming oily meals. If you want to protect your health and better manage your blood sugar, replace regular vegetable oils with healthier options such as extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, or grapeseed oil. These oils are rich in monounsaturated fats, which have been shown to improve insulin sensitivity and reduce inflammation effectively. Vegetable number 6. Leeks are a delicately flavored vegetable, often used in European dishes such as soups, stews, or salads. Their mild, aromatic flavor and easy digestion make them an ideal choice for a healthy diet. But for diabetics, leeks are a sweet trap that is hard to recognize. Although they look like onions, leeks are higher in carbohydrates than you might think. In 100 grams of leeks, just about a small handful, there are 14 grams of carbs, of which only 1.8 grams are fiber. That means the remaining nearly 90% of the carbohydrates are starches that are easily converted into sugar. When consumed, blood sugar levels can rise rapidly, causing the body to secrete more insulin to control them. For people who are already insulin resistant, this is like overworking the pancreas. A study published in the Journal of Diabetes and Metabolism found that consuming foods high in refined or rapidly absorbed carbohydrates can cause sudden spikes in blood sugar while gradually reducing insulin sensitivity over time. Although leeks may not taste as sweet as other root vegetables, they belong to a group with a moderately high glycemic index, making them a less friendly choice for people with diabetes. In addition, leeks contain fructans, a type of complex carbohydrate that can cause bloating, gas, and indigestion in people with sensitive digestive systems, especially older adults. Many individuals with diabetes have reported feeling tired or heavy after eating soups containing leeks, even in modest portions. If you love the flavor of leeks, don't worry. There are safer alternatives. You can use onions or shallots to create a similar taste that's easier on digestion. In fact, onions have anti-inflammatory properties and have been shown in several studies to help support blood sugar control. Vegetable number 7, yams. Many people believe that yams or purple sweet potatoes are superfoods for good health. Their vibrant color, natural sweetness, and rich fiber, vitamin, and mineral content make them seem like a perfect choice. In fact, some nutrition experts even recommend older adults replace rice with yams to reduce starch intake. However, for people with diabetes, this advice should be taken with caution, because yams can raise blood sugar much faster than you might expect. The issue lies in the glycemic load, SGL, which measures how much a typical serving of food actually impacts blood sugar levels. A portion of yam, about 3 per 4 cup, roughly 100 grams, has an average GL of 9.3, high enough to cause a noticeable rise in blood sugar, especially when eaten alongside other starchy foods. On top of that, yams are quite high in carbohydrates, about 27 grams per serving, most of which are simple starches. Once digested, These starches are quickly converted into glucose, leading to a sharp blood sugar spike within just 30–60 minutes. A study by the American Diabetes Association, ADA, found that foods rich in fast-digesting starches, such as yams or sweet potatoes, can cause significant blood sugar fluctuations, making diabetics feel tired, hungry, and crave food again soon after eating. This roller coaster effect often leads to weight gain and insulin imbalance, two of the most dangerous challenges for older adults with diabetes. In addition, yams contain a significant amount of amylose, a type of starch that slows digestion and can cause bloating or discomfort in those with sensitive digestive systems. This often leaves people feeling heavy or tired after eating, even when they haven't eaten much. If you enjoy the sweet, soft texture of yams, try replacing them with zucchini or steamed cabbage. Both are low in carbohydrates, have an extremely low glycemic index, and still provide a satisfying fullness along with plenty of fiber. You can also pair them with lean proteins like fish, boiled eggs, or chicken breast to slow sugar absorption and keep your energy steady. Vegetable number 8, parsnip. The white carrot that looks harmless, but can be a serious blood sugar trap. Its mild sweetness and nutty flavor make it a popular ingredient in soups and stews, leading many to believe it's a heart-healthy, wholesome choice. But for people with diabetes, parsnip is actually one of those hidden culprits that can send blood sugar soaring quickly. The problem lies in parsnip's very high carbohydrate and natural sugar content. Just one small cup, about 130 grams, contains up to 24 grams of carbs, including 6 grams of simple sugars, nearly the equivalent of 1.5 teaspoons of table sugar. For anyone trying to manage blood sugar, that's a number that can't be ignored. According to the American Diabetes Association, ADA, vegetables with a glycemic index, GI, above 60 can raise blood glucose levels almost as much as eating white rice. Parsnips have an average GI of 70–75, placing them firmly in the high-risk category for diabetics. Each time you eat a bowl of soup or stew containing parsnips, your blood sugar can rise sharply within just an hour, forcing your body to release a surge of insulin to bring it back down. When this happens repeatedly, it can lead to insulin resistance, meaning your body no longer responds effectively to insulin. The result is persistently high blood sugar, which can cause fatigue, dizziness, dry mouth, and long-term damage to the heart, liver, and kidneys. In addition, parsnips contain furocoumarins, a compound that can cause skin irritation or photosensitivity reactions in some older adults. While not very common, it's something to be aware of, especially if you have sensitive skin or are taking diabetes medications that affect how your body reacts to sunlight. If you want a safer alternative, opt for spinach or broccoli. Both are extremely low in carbohydrates but rich in fiber and antioxidants, helping improve insulin sensitivity and support heart health. Vegetable number 9, broad beans, also known as fava beans, have long been considered an excellent plant-based source of protein. Many older adults love them for their creamy, nutty flavor, easy preparation, and high energy content. Some even believe that fava beans help build blood and strengthen the heart. But for people with diabetes, these seemingly harmless beans can raise blood sugar levels much faster than you might expect. The problem lies in fava beans' high carbohydrate and calorie content. Just 1 cup of cooked fava beans, about 170 grams, contains around 40 grams of carbohydrates, including about 12 grams of natural sugars, and over 100 calories. For someone managing blood sugar, those numbers can be concerning. When you eat fava beans, most of their starch content is rapidly converted into glucose, causing blood sugar levels to rise within an hour. The body then has to release continuous bursts of insulin to bring levels back down. And if this happens repeatedly, it can lead to prolonged blood sugar imbalance. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, AJRCN, found that regularly consuming starch-rich legumes like fava beans can increase the risk of insulin resistance, especially in older adults or those who are overweight. On top of that, the high calorie content in fava beans can contribute to weight gain, which in turn makes diabetes management even more difficult. In addition, fava beans contain a compound called vicine, which can trigger strong oxidative reactions in people with certain sensitivities, particularly those with G6PD deficiency. This reaction can cause fatigue, dizziness, or temporary anemia, something older adults should be especially mindful of. If you still enjoy the creamy, nutty flavor of fava beans, consider switching to green beans or snap peas instead. Both have much lower carbohydrate content, are easier to digest, and cause far less impact on blood sugar levels, while still providing plenty of fiber to support healthy digestion. Vegetable number 10, sweet potatoes. Naturally sweet, but not so sweet for your blood sugar. Sweet potatoes have long been seen as a symbol of healthy eating. Many older adults believe that replacing rice with sweet potatoes helps with weight control, digestion, and blood sugar stability. Some nutritionists have even labeled them a superfood because they're rich in vitamin A, fiber, and antioxidants. However, for people with diabetes, especially when it comes to orange-fleshed varieties, sweet potatoes carry a hidden risk, a high glycemic index. According to data from the American Diabetes Association, ADA, the glycemic index, GI, of sweet potatoes ranges from 63 to 94, depending on how they're prepared. That means eating sweet potatoes can raise your blood sugar almost as fast as white rice. A medium-sized sweet potato, about 130 grams, contains around 27 grams of carbohydrates. And when it's baked or fried, the amount of absorbable sugar increases even more as the starches break down faster under high heat. Many older adults with diabetes have a habit of eating sweet potatoes in the morning instead of rice, believing that vegetables are better than starches. What they don't realize is that sweet potatoes have a high glycemic load, GL, meaning the total amount of carbohydrates that actually impact blood sugar is significant. This causes glucose levels to rise quickly and remain elevated for several hours. When this happens repeatedly, the pancreas is overworked, leading to insulin resistance and poor blood sugar control over time. To make matters worse, many people prepare sweet potatoes with honey, butter, or condensed milk, ingredients that turn the dish into a true sugar bomb. The comforting, satisfying taste can easily disguise the fact that you're consuming almost as much sugar as a small can of soda. This doesn't mean people with diabetes have to completely cut out sweet potatoes. If you love their flavor, choose purple or light yellow varieties, which have a lower glycemic index, and enjoy a small portion, about half a medium potato, paired with green vegetables and lean protein, such as fish or boiled eggs, to help slow sugar absorption. Sweet potatoes are truly one of nature's gifts, delicious, sweet, and nourishing. But for diabetics, that gift must be unwrapped with care. Even a slightly larger portion can send your blood sugar beyond safe levels without you realizing it. Let knowledge replace habit, because understanding your food is the real key to lasting health and steady energy in your golden years. So we've just gone through 10 vegetables that seem like friends, but are actually silent enemies for people with diabetes. All of them share one thing in common. They contain far more natural sugars and starches than you might expect, causing blood sugar to rise quickly after just one meal. It's easy to understand why so many people, like George from Florida, make this mistake. They believe that eating plenty of vegetables automatically means eating healthy, but not all vegetables are friendly to your blood sugar. And sometimes it's those seemingly small, innocent choices that make diabetes much harder to control. The good news is, you can start changing that today. By choosing low-starch vegetables like broccoli, spinach, zucchini, asparagus, or kale, you'll not only help stabilize your blood sugar, but also protect your heart, kidneys, eyes, and nervous system. Small, smart choices made each day become the foundation for lasting health, independence, and quality of life after 60. If you found today's information helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay with us. Each week, we share practical, science-based tips to help older adults live healthier, eat smarter, and feel more energized every single day. And don't forget to share your experience in the comments below. Are you currently eating any of the vegetables we mentioned today? Have you noticed any changes since adjusting your diet? Your story could inspire many others who are on the same journey toward better health. Remember, age is never a barrier to becoming healthier. By understanding your body and choosing the right foods, You can absolutely take control of diabetes and enjoy a full, happy life with your family and loved ones. Thank you so much for watching until the end, and we'll see you in the next episode.